Hello, my dear tiny tots. As you all are eagerly waiting for school to reopen, we are also equally excited to see your beautiful and bright smiley faces. Your innocent faces full of curiosity to learn new things give us hope to do better for you and to mold your personalities in every possible way. We, being teachers, always try to trigger your curiosity. So, here is one surprise for you. Children, do you know how chocolates are being manufactured? Come on, let's go on a virtual trip to a chocolate factory, wherein we will see how chocolates are being made. Let's go!
Amul, the name India takes pride in, brings the most exotic delicacy to millions of Indians every day. Guess what?
Chocolates.
Yes, Amul chocolates. The mouth-watering, silky smooth chocolates, which Indians savor daily in many varieties.
I really wonder how the most exotic delicacy of the world is made.
Making chocolates is an art, and since 1974, Amul is serving a gift for someone you love, made in the world-class state-of-the-art processing plants.
Let's take a tour to understand how chocolates are made with love and care.
Since 1974, Amul chocolates are appeasing and pleasing everyone's taste and mood. Amul chocolates are made with high-quality ingredients. Dark chocolates, milk chocolates or nutty and fruity delicacies, we all love them.
Do you know Amul is the largest manufacturer of dark chocolates in India?
Dark or milk chocolates all add to the taste of many food items such as milkshakes, cakes, cookies and ice cream. And of course, one can go innovative in using them.
Do you know research to date supports that chocolate can be enjoyed as a part of a balanced, heart-healthy diet and lifestyle? Well, chocolate comes from a fruit tree and it's made from cocoa seeds.
Amul sources world-class cocoa from over a dozen countries in 3 continents: South America, Africa and Asia. Exotic cocoa from Brazil, Tanzania, Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, Indonesia and many more countries makes the best ingredients used in these chocolates.
The journey of chocolates starts with the harvesting of cocoa trees. Cocoa tree's botanical name is Theobroma coco, literally means food of gods. Weather and agroclimatic conditions imbibe the best taste and flavor in the cocoa beans.
Next, from trees, ripened cocoa fruits are gently handpicked. These fruits, which are tough nuts, are broken and beans are separated from each cocoa fruit.
Now separated beans are fermented for 3 to 4 days in sacking. After fermentation, beans are sun-dried in the open for a few days.
Next, these dried beans are shipped to local cocoa factories for further processing.
Fermentation gives the right kind of taste in the raw cocoa.
Raw cocoa beans are poured into a silo from there. These move to a multi-stage roasting tower, where hot air roasts these beans for a certain period. Roasting makes perfect flavor and taste in cocoa beans.
The outer shell is removed and the inner mass is broken into cocoa nibs, which are passed through a series of sieves and sorted. This is called winnowing.
Now segregated beans move to a grinder. Here beans get transformed into a thick paste called cocoa liquor.
This cocoa liquor is now poured into molds and pressed at high pressure. This process removes cocoa butter from cocoa mass and round-shaped cocoa pressed plates, then ground into fine powder.
Next, this cocoa powder is mixed with a certain amount of cocoa butter and then turned into cocoa chips for shipment to chocolate factories around the world.
Let me share with you an interesting fact. There is a correlation between the amount of chocolate a country consumes on average and the number of Nobel laureates the country has produced.
Now at Amul plant, real chocolate making action starts. Let's see how Amul dark chocolates are made with cocoa butter, cocoa mass and sugar.
First, choco chips are poured into melting machines where high temperature melts the chips. At the same time, cocoa butter bricks are placed for melting. Now this melted cocoa butter and cocoa mass are stored in big steel tanks.
Sugar, being an integrated part of chocolate, needs careful handling. Sugar is poured in a big sieve to remove any foreign material present. From here, this moves to sugar silos.
All these ingredients go to the weighing silo. Then the ingredients are mixed in the continuous mixer. This automation reduces human handling. As per the production plan, different ingredients like milk powder, cocoa butter and cocoa powder or cocoa mass are controlled and sent to the mixing line.
A continuous mixture finely blended with required ingredients thoroughly is prepared. For example, in dark chocolate, only cocoa mass, cocoa butter and sugar are blended and mixed. To blend the ingredients uniformly, the mix flows into circular fins which mix and move it forward. A gentle eye keeps watching on the eye-catching flowing mix over a conveyor. Next, this mix is stored in a buffer tank through a pump.
Now this mixture goes to the refining station. Refining is the most important step to create a silky smooth texture. Refining is the process of reducing the particle sizes of both cocoa solids and sugar crystals in the finished chocolate. The goal is to have a particle size in the range of 18 to 22 microns.
Do you know our tongue loses its ability to determine texture and grittiness at around 30 microns? The blended mixture passes through the set of 3 refiners, namely 2 roll refiners, 10 roll refiners and ball mills for continuous refining of the chocolate mass. This process brings the chocolate mass mixture to desired smoothness level, which Amul chocolates are famous for. After all, Amul chocolates melt as soon as you keep them in your mouth.
That's right. In this process, temperature and moisture are controlled all through. Now, this thoroughly blended and refined mix passes through a vertical vibration sieve machine. This machine ensures there is no crystallization during the blending of the mix. If any is detected, the process stops then and there.
It's tempting to see so much mouth-watering flowing chocolate mix. However, the production process ensures you can only see it and never go near it.
I know. Now this mix moves to a set of conch. The process involves heating and mixing of the chocolate mix for a few hours. At this stage, minute quantity of lecithin, which is a kind of a vegetable source fat, is added. Lecithin is very important to chocolate because it reduces viscosity, improves the flowability of chocolate and can improve the shelf life as well. During conching, the chocolate is heated at higher temperatures to remove unwanted flavors.
Now from the conch, chocolate mixture is stored in silos to send to the molding station. However, before sending to molding station, the chocolate mix is sent to a tempering machine for recrystallization to provide smooth consistency.
The recipes for each variety of chocolates are programmed. Blended mix is stored in the chocolate tanks from where it flows continuously to the lines.
I am amazed to see there are so many complicated artistic stages in chocolate making.
Molding is the final procedure for chocolate processing. This step allows the blended mix to cool and harden into different shapes of the mold.
The automatic mold dispensers dispose the molding trays on the conveyor. Different size and shape chocolates have different molds. Every mold passes through a mold camera checking station. At vertical dispenser station, the tray is automatically placed in empty slots.
Next, these trays pass through heating and cleaning station where chocolate drops on the edges of the tray are removed.
Now these trays reach to rotary depositor station to get filled with precise quantity of chocolate mix. The mix is poured in the depositor from the tank and at the bottom a computerized control system pours through the nozzles in the moving molds. One by one, all trays wait in a queue to get filled. The whole process and station are glass covered and the station in charge keeps a continuous watch over the process.
Let me enrich your chocolate knowledge. Do you know cacao plant's leaves can move 90 degrees from horizontal to vertical to get sunlight and to protect the younger leaves? The cocoa grows into 6 to 7 inch pods and it takes 5 to 6 months to ripen.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you know it takes 400 cocoa beans to make 1 pound of chocolate? And each cocoa tree produces approximately 2,500 beans?
Now the molding trays go through cooling chambers where the line supervisors ensure the right temperature for cooling to get perfect consistency and texture of the chocolates. These trays stay for a certain time on moving stack conveyor and chocolate gets cooled at a temperature of 4 to 8 degrees Celsius.
Next, as soon as the trays come out of the cooling chamber, a twister literally twists the trays to make chocolates free from them. Now, these trays are turned upside down over a moving conveyor. A hammer beats the trays from the top as well. Now here come the familiar chocolates that we have grown eating on a white milky conveyor.
I've never seen so many chocolates in my life at one place. Next, the chocolate bars have to go through a tough test. Yes, through the metal detectors. Once they get a go-ahead signal, they travel on the conveyor for a long walk forward.
Do you know it takes almost a full year for a cocoa tree to produce enough pods to make 10 standard-sized chocolate bars?
Oh, I didn't know that. Next, on a moving conveyor line, a buffer tower keeps these trays orderly in case there is some breakdown on the line and at the packing station. This helps in the earlier process of molding to continue smoothly and uninterrupted. You can say this is an intelligent process which is fully computer controlled.
Now from the tower, chocolate bars continue their journey towards the packing station where they get a complete makeover.
From the movement of bars over the conveyor, I can say that they don't look in a hurry. They are moving forward slowly.
Did you know the first chocolate bar was made in England?
Oh, I didn't know that. Next, the colorful wrapping papers are fed into the packing feeders. It's very interesting to watch them getting a dressy look. The folding machine folds them neatly so that the chocolates remain airtight. Once wrapped and sealed, these bars now march forward and pass through a sensory eye. Nothing can pass which is not perfectly wrapped.
Next, these bars are picked up by a robotic arm fitted with vacuum points and drops the bars in a moving pocket conveyor. Another machine picks up the outer packing paper, folds it and moves it parallel to the moving bars. In synchronized manner, gentle arms push the bars inside the paper box while they are on the run.
Now it is time to fold and gum the sides of the pack, and it is performed automatically. There is no human touch in the chocolates processing plant in Amul, which makes them absolutely safe and free from any kind of impurities.
While this happens, a laser printing machine codes each pack with batch and other details. After labeling and coding, they are stacked in determined numbers to get packed in the boxes of different sizes.
At this station, now these individually packed chocolate bars are automatically packed in bigger printed boxes. Gently, now box ends are folded and gummed and moved forward for a final carton packing.
Dark chocolates contain 55% cocoa-rich source of antioxidants. Yes, Amul chocolates are not only delicious but also brighten the mood. That's the reason we call them a gift for someone you love.
A supervisor ensures the smooth movement of the line. Carton packing of these packs ensures robust handling and transportation, so the end consumer gets perfect shaped chocolate in the best possible way. Now the boxes go to the temperature-controlled storage section by a lift conveyor. Let's see what is happening in the other line.